What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer A Day with TK. It is a beautiful summer evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and the Ginger Yeti and I are hanging out in the beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, I stumbled across this 4-pack of different beers called the Komes, I guess it's K-O-M-E-S, Komes Beer Tasting Set, and it has Baltic Porter, Raspberry Porter, Imperial Stout, Barleywine Ale. And these are all from the Browar Fortuna in, probably mispronouncing this, so sorry to any Polish viewers, Miloslaw, Poland. Now, we already did the Raspberry Porter one, and since this is Browar Fortuna, we decided we'll let Fortuna's wheel spin, and we're just going to randomly pick these and, see what happens. I wrote up the cards, so I know all the back details on them, but what order we do them in is just going to be decided by fate. So Anderson picked the first one. It was the Raspberry Porter. So I'm going to go next, and it's going to be this one. The one I didn't want.
Is that the barley wine ale?
Yeah, barley wine. So we're going to do the barley wine.
You got shot. that is the
barley wine is my least
unlucky
favorite
lottery
style
there.
of beer in the world. I hate barley wines, dude. I absolutely have
as do I.
But disdain for them. But we'll give it a shot. I think the first one we ever had was Bigfoot back in the day.
God, that was disgusting.
From Sierra Nevada. But no,
then they sat in your fridge forever and my
for about
fridge.
a year. Yeah. And then they weren't too bad. I think they mellowed out or something over time. Now, we'll see. This was a long time ago, and maybe our palates aren't what they were now. So
That's fair. That's fair. Very fair.
All right. So we're going with the barley wine. Let's get our information on the barley wine. So it says 12% ABV. It won a silver medal at the European Beer... I can't even read my own writing. Beer Star, it said 2018. It says it's a... Now, this is a little
That
bit
was
of,
in the before time.
It was before the reimagining of the world, right? Before,
yes.
Before pandemic. Barley wine, now this is a little different because it says barley wine with Amarilla, Citra, and Chinook hops. So, what do you think? It's going to be like a hoppier barley wine?
God, this is going to be the combination of the worst IPA you ever had and the worst barley wine you ever had.
It is.
This is going to be double disgusting.
This is like Freddy meets Jason, but they team up just to come after me, dude. 12%.
This is the nightmare
ABV.
beer.
I couldn't find anything on IBUs. Barley wine style ale, 12% style ale, 12% ABV, product of Poland.
This is going to be worse than that Dorian fruitcake.
It wasn't that good. Komes Barleywine Style Ale is a top fermented beer with a very rich and intense malt aroma and complex flavor, in which the malt sweetness ideally connects with the well-defined yet non-intrusive bitterness.
Interesting, because the Raspberry Porter was a bottom fermenting beer.
The Raspberry Porter was damn good, man. It was really good. We brew our beer without haste, devoting lots of time and care to its production. Enjoy it in the same way, slowly discovering its complex flavors. And again, as we mentioned in the last video, this was kind of neat because it has like a time scale here that kind of tells you what the flavors are going to be like. So the earlier you drink this, it's going to be fresh and fruity, and kind of the more it ages, dry and complex. So it says like 4 months and goes up to 36 months. Is the same scale?
I want to see the numbers. So the original one we did
the raspberry.
The lot number was 57, 29, 22, 1. This is 59, 28, 22, 1.
Maybe one of them designates the flavor
or the year. Maybe the 22 is the year.
It's got to be if it's the same, I would think. Ratings-wise, does really good. Untappd 3.74 with close to 5,000 check-ins. Beer Advocate 4.05. Again, the crown has a literal crown on it, and then some. It says Browar Fortuna or Brouwar Fortuna, I guess in Polish, and then some other Polish stuff that I cannot pronounce. It's kind of quite small on there. It does look like it says this brewery's from 1889.
Is it just a lot of B's and Z's and
then L's with like a line through them sideways and stuff that I'm not sure how to pronounce? You are a liar. You cannot pronounce. He's going to butcher the Polish language. I will not have it. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Let me see what this says here. This says.
My family lives in a Polish neighborhood in Philadelphia. They're going to get firebombed now because of this guy. Right.
Have you never heard a bunch of Polish people talking? It sounds like a swarm of bees.
It's tough, bro. You know what's funny? Like a lot of the...
Because they've got that whole B, Z, C, Z.
It's tough.
It's just a lot of... Zzz.
It's tough.
It's tough to pronounce.
It's
tough to pronounce.
Now,
but that's spot on, right?
Listen, I will say this. I can like understand something like Czech and other ones just because of athletics. Like a lot of hockey players have different names from countries, and you kind of learn how to say the different sounds. Where Polish is one that I don't really see a lot of Polish hockey. Hockey's generally the sport where you'd see it. I don't see tons of Polish hockey players, so like I never really pick up the pronunciation of the way some of the letters that don't match up with ours are. But it's kind of interesting. So this gets a 90 outstanding on Beer Advocate. So sounds pretty good, bro. You ready?
I don't know if these Beer Advocate people know what a barley wine is.
First things first, Brew HQ chart. It's got a nice.
That's a reddish, yeah, like a brown reddish.
Yeah, it almost looks like an English mild or something color-wise. If I was looking at this,
21.
Yeah, probably down in this sector here, 21, 22, somewhere about there. Brownish with a little bit of a caramelly kind of hue, maybe.
Yes.
It kind of starts lighter at the bottom and almost looks darker as you go up. It's kind of neat. Head, I don't know. It's not a big robust head, but it's not going anywhere.
And it's a very not quite tan, but
yeah,
dirty white.
Yeah, it's not quite tan is probably the best description. And I probably have half of a meaty pinky's worth of head left on this.
You know what color it is?
What's that?
It's the color of the ceiling tiles in a smoking restaurant.
Yeah. You know what's funny? When I went to Denver a couple years back, you went into the shower, and when you looked up at the ceiling in the bathroom, because it said no smoking of any kind, and you're in Denver, so obviously mean weed or whatever, and the ceiling in the bathroom had these like yellow drips, like almost like stained on the ceiling.
It's that nicotine stained white.
Yeah. That's a pretty good description. Let's give it a sniff.
Oh, it smells like a barley wine.
Barley wines to me.
Ooh, I got some alcohol in there.
Generally, that's what I was just going to say. Generally, smell very boozy, and I gave this description previously about the stomach bile kind of smell.
Yes.
To me, that's what barley wines smell like. I know it might be weird or gross, but it's like a super weird,
sickeningly sweet.
Sweet, but not good sweet. Like a nasty, like when something's bad, sweet kind of smell. That's what barley wines smell like to me. I'm sure other people think they smell magnificent, but they ain't my thing.
I mean, it smells like booze and rotten raisins.
It smells like a barley wine. You ready to give this a shot? Rotten raisins, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but on this one in particular, I think the booze is overpowering for the nose.
Yeah. Now I will say this: it's not burning my nostrils, even though it is 12 ABV, but it's definitely got a sweet boozy smell, like for sure.
No, right. I'm not ready for this.
Let's do it, dude.
That's a barley wine.
Yeah.
That is a barley wine.
Yes. I understand why it gets a 90 outstanding on the barley wine rating scale, because it tastes like a really good barley wine if this is your thing. It's not my thing.
This is not the worst I've had. This is not the worst barley wine I've had.
Let's start off. Body.
Syrupy thick.
Syrupy full. Taste.
Barley wine.
Yeah. I think this is a very divisive style of beer. You either like this or you don't. I think it's like sours. I dig sours. I know a lot of people hate them. Barley wines just ain't my thing. Now, that being said, like Anderson just mentioned, this isn't, I don't want to say the worst barley wine, because the worst barley wine's probably very good, but we don't dig them. So I will say this. It's not terrible in that you couldn't drink it. It's just, it is very big barley wine.
I mean, it's got that weird, sweet, rotten raisin kind of...
That's what it is. It's like a high boozy raisin
taste, but it's not the overpowering, making me gag, wanting to dump this out taste.
Yeah.
Which a lot of barley wines make me gag. Like, I just cannot do them. And you say boozy.
I don't think it's super boozy.
I don't get, like, for 12%, I don't get the booze in the mouth. You get it.
I think the nose, you picked it up a bit.
In the nose, but you get it when you swallow, you can feel the burn going down your throat. But you don't get, like, that boozy flavor in the mouth. But it's still that weird...
Now, here's the odd thing for me, right?
Sickeningly sweet kind of...
To me, this has a bit of a caramelly kind of taste.
It does.
It has a bit of that raisin, stone fruit kind of thing you mentioned.
But
it's
on
definitely
the edge of turning.
Yes, yeah. Like, like maybe you left some raisins in your desk.
Or in your glove box.
Yeah, and you're hungry and you're like, oh, should I eat this? All that's in there is 3 saltine packs, a ketchup packet, and some old raisins. And you kind of eat it. That's probably what you're going for.
Not everybody's a weirdo professor like you.
That was half my life. Whatever comes for lunch, I throw it in the drawer in case I don't have any money on me one day or it's raining or something, and I need to just eat something. I'll have some crackers, saltines with some ketchup or whatever you got to go with, dude. I also grew up very poor. I'll mention that now. So I make the most of stuff, right?
So you eat crackers with ketchup and rotten raisins while you're writing serial killers in prison.
Yep. Maybe not at the same time, but yeah, those things have all happened. Probably, yeah, probably those things have happened. Interesting flavor. I mean, you know, the ABV is definitely there. You know, you're drinking a higher alcohol beer. I don't think it's a super bad burn though. It's not like, oh crap, what am I doing? It's not like you're drinking antifreeze. It's just probably not a great style for me. So that's all I'll say about that. So I guess, what do you think? $1 million question. Would you drink another one of these?
I do not like barley wine. Mm-hmm. I have to say, if I go through my Untappd, there's a couple of beers I didn't know were barley wines I really liked. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of beers I couldn't stand that were barley wines. And I'm kind of torn on this one. Because I don't hate it.
But you don't want another one.
I don't hate it. I don't want another one.
Yeah, I'm on the same
I wouldn't buy it.
I'm on the
if
same
you
boat.
handed me a glass of this, I could drink it.
Yeah. If I was trying to not look like a wuss, I would drink it. Right?
I could make it through it. It's not the most offensive barley wine I've had.
Yeah.
It's not even a bad barley wine. I mean, I'm sure this is
it
like...
It gets a 90 outstanding grade and won, silver medal in this European beer thing. So it's clearly a good example of this. It just ain't my thing.
This is a good example of a style I don't like.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I will say this. I wouldn't give it a thumbs down. What would you give it?
No, I can't give it a thumbs down because it's not
Yeah.
disgusting. I mean, I'm going to finish the glass.
As will I. I'm not. It's not a drain pour.
But I can't give it a thumbs up because I don't want another one.
I agree with you. So
But
are we both going...
but I wouldn't turn one down if somebody handed it to me. Yeah, it's got to be like just a... Like,
I agree. If you dig barley wines, this is good.
And sadly, I came into this thinking I was going to hate this. Full on, thought it was going to be an immediate, like, heavy, hard, thumbs down drain pour. Mm. And it's not.
No, it is what it's supposed to be. And clearly from the ratings from people who know much more than us, they enjoy this, just not for us. And that's the whole thing of this. I mean, we mentioned that in the last video, right? So the raspberry one, I said, Bibulous Brian did a review. I think our feelings on it might be a little bit different. That's the beauty of beer, man. Some people dig this, some people don't. Some people like stouts or porters or IPAs. A lot of people like IPAs. We don't. That's the beauty of beer. There's something for everyone. This one is, it's good for the style, just not for us. So it is what it is. Hopefully you liked the video and give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button down below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in the comments down below. Have you had this 4-pack? Have you had this barley wine? Or are there any other barley wines that you like? Or maybe some barley wines you hate? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.